Going to a dealership to buy a new or used vehicle can be a grueling experience, positively or negatively. I've got some numbers here from JD Power on the recent study and data in terms of brands that have the worst relationship with a customer at their dealership. Not the manufacturer, but the dealership that represents that manufacturer. So best and worst experiences based on customer feedback. We'll begin with the best experience. So if you are in the market for one of these vehicles or these brands, you might have a better experience versus the ones I'm going to tell you about here in a second. So mass market brands with the highest customer satisfaction, according to JD Power, are Buick, GMC, Chevrolet, Mitsubishi, and Subaru. Impressed? Surprised? How about the premium or the luxury segment of high satisfaction rates at the dealership? Talking about Porsche, that's the number one. Infiniti, Alfa Romeo, Lincoln, and Volvo. So that's where people are having the best experience at those dealerships with those manufacturing brands. Now, the worst experiences, got to have the positive and the negative, right? Worst experiences, worst customer satisfaction results at the dealerships. Looking at Hyundai, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, and Kia as part of the mass market segments. Customers are not having a good experience at the dealership with Hyundai, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, and Kia. Those are economical vehicles, and yet they're not having a good experience. In terms of the luxury segment with poor customer satisfaction at those dealerships, Acura, BMW, Lexus, Audi, and Genesis at the lower end of the scale. In fact, Genesis had the lowest position across all manufacturers, regardless of whether it was mass market or luxury. Now, I recently had one of these vehicles. I had a GMC Yukon Denali 2023. So if you're in the market for one of these, this had positive experience at the dealership for that, which is really strange because we see these results, but there's a disparity between the reputation of the brand and their experience at the dealership. Here's my experience with a GMC Yukon.
People hauling, cargo, towing, road trips, parents, rejoice. This is the 2023 GMC Yukon, and new this year, the Denali Ultimate Trim. This comes in 5 trim levels. I will name them off here in just a minute. But what makes this special to me this week is the surprise of how much I liked it. This really is the vehicle that would fit a lot of great families. 3 rows, large SUV. I've got this bonus entertainment system in the back, which made taking kids on their weekly errands so much more fun. Let's get started. Surprisingly, there's some pretty good competition in this large 3-row SUV category. The Escalade, Suburban, the Twin Tahoe, the Expedition, Wagoneer, and Sequoia, all very valid and worthy opponents for the Yukon. But since I have the Yukon this week, that's what I'm going to talk about. Just this vehicle. Nothing else, just this one. So you're looking at 3 different engine options on the Yukon for 2023. There's a 5.3-liter V8. There's my 6.2-liter V8, 10-speed automatic transmission, 420 horsepower. There's also the optional 3-liter inline-6 turbo diesel as an option. Mine gets 14 city, up to 19 on the highway. I'm not really concerned about gas mileage because the price point is so high, at least on mine here. But over 8,000 pounds of towing potential. So in addition to 7 to 9 people that you can put inside based on the 3-row configurations, you can get a lot going on this on road trips. Take a lot with you, take a lot of people with you. It turns out to be a surprisingly awesome vehicle to drive this week. I'm talking to family members going, man, this is more than I thought it was going to be. I'm kind of surprised, and I think this is something we should look into. By the way, rear wheel and 4-wheel drive available on all trim levels except the AT4. It is standard 4-wheel drive. Just want to make sure I got that in there. Now I'm going to take the camera off the tripod here just a second, give you a kind of a first-person point of view of the back seat as well as the front area and what makes this so family-friendly and attractive to me as a parent and possibly you as well, in addition to the other awesome things it does. Getting in and out of the Yukon is a breeze, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. You got the running boards that power down, got nice opening of the door. One thing it is missing, there's no sunshade right here, even though they're kind of tinted. There's no sunshade right here to keep the kids' eyes shielded from the sun. Just a little observation because, hey, the kids say, Dad, the sun's a little bright right now. What can you do about it? Not in those exact words, but anyway, let's go inside. We're gonna start in the front cabin first of all, because I need to turn it on, and that way we can see some cool features in the back. Beautiful screen there in the center. Now, interesting here with transmission, the shifting, you press in to park, you pull back for reverse. Got the 360-degree camera, different angles based on what camera you want to see, looking down from the tailgate area, side mirrors. Again, looking down, we'll go 360 in that view. Press in for neutral, pull out for drive, and so on. The instrument panel, the instrument cluster here, you can see right there, the doors are open and so on. Anyways, this is really sweet. And with the front, which is kind of hard to see right here, you got a heads-up display. And in that heads-up display, it'll show you in seconds how far behind you are. Here's some video. How far behind you are of the vehicle you're trailing. So 3 seconds behind the vehicle on the highway, also the speed, of course. Now back in here inside the vehicle. Steering wheel mounted controls, pretty straightforward. A lot of buttons and options here on the left-hand side. That's a heads-up display right there. Camera, hill descent control, automatic start-stop, lane departure alerts. You got your 4 high, low, 2-wheel, auto, and so on. Trailering options down here as well. And this is pretty cool with this this navigation screen, infotainment screen. Look at all that. You got a Wi-Fi hotspot, the rear media, which I'll get to in a second. I got the Apple CarPlay hooked up. I had my phone plugged in here. Also a wireless charging pad, Google Assistant. So makes it real easy to get to what you want and figure out what you want there. So here it is, rear media. This has been the sweet spot for me with the kids. They've got YouTube Kids in the back. So if I want to share it, there's 2 screens, which you'll see in a second. I'm going to share it right now. Hit the share. It's over here. And then I hit this one again, and then I can listen in, so the audio will be here inside the entire cabin. Otherwise, they provide you with headphones, chargeable headphones, so the kids can listen to their shows and not, so not everyone else has to listen to them as well. So there's that. I'll keep it on for a second so I can show you what it looks like in the back. All the climate controls here, real easy. Good size cup holders there. And just the Denali Ultimate interior is incredible. I mean, I was doing some videos on TikTok and people kind of figured out what it was just based on the trim and the design of the interior. So it's really sharp that way. Let us go in the back now. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, I got my booster seat here. I got the front facing car seat there, and here are the screens. Look how nice this is. So adjustable, but we like the YouTube Kids, so they can watch whatever they want to watch, and it moves on both screens. So I paired it and shared it on both screens. So this made it so much more stress-free, taking the kids out on errands, knowing that they would be somewhat entertained, and not always asking, when are we there? Are we at grandma's house yet? And so on. Got a nice little panoramic sunroof, moonroof up there. There's a better angle of that. But great spacing, parents, great spacing here. And then you've got the back seats as well, which are usable for adults. They are usable, as long as you're not a basketball player adult, but yeah, they're usable back here, and you can also fold them down for cargo, which I'll show you up next. But here is what that looks like. And if you don't have anything in these seats, so pull here, flattens out, and now you have access back here. So that's how easy that is. And these seats do come up too, based on a button that's in the back. Okay, pretty damn spacious, right? You can see the indent in the roof line for headroom here. No headroom issues in the middle row. So seating for 7 or 9, depends if you have more room right here in the middle. Got it? Cool. This comes in 5 trim levels. The Denali Ultimate, the most premium Yukon ever built in the history, is what this one has to offer. Otherwise, you're looking at SLE, SLT, AT4, Denali, and this, the Denali Ultimate. I'm a little excited right now, a little pumped up. So, a couple ways you can open this bad boy here. It's all on the key fob. You can do the double click here That opens the top. A little easier if you want to just put things into the cargo area, and then I'll do the full one. Double click here, brings it all the way up. Camera right there. Got a good camera system. I'll show you here in a second. I really feel like this is a family-focused update on my full week with it, because this is such a family-friendly, versatile, large SUV. So back here, looking at about 25 cubic feet of cargo volume, folding down both rows, over 122, nearly 123 cubic feet of cargo. That is a very strong number compared to its competition. So consider how much you want to put back there, or how much you could put back there if you didn't want to use it for people. But the 3 rows there, I've got the captain's chairs in the middle, which I'll show you here in a second. A little bit of storage down below here. The convenience of folding these seats down with the button options right here. 2 buttons will fold these down. The next 2 buttons will lower the middle rows, and then you can bring those up even one more. Demonstrations were recorded, so you can see that there. And that's a look at the cargo area in the back. Now, I can just press the button right here. It'll close down. And then once that's all said and done, you're on your way and good to go. Okay, prepare yourself, hang on to something. Price between 56 and 94 grand. Since I have the Denali Ultimate, we're looking at 94 grand for this one right here. Yep, it's expensive, but considering everything that it has to offer, if you're in that category and you're searching for this, maybe that's not a big deal. Maybe these other features will counter that. How family friendly, in my opinion, it has been this week. The convenience, the stress-free driving, all the safety features. It is the top of the line, the most premium of all time when it comes to Yukons built throughout the history of the world. This one's it. So I'm glad I had a chance to drive it. Thank you for the press loan from GMC. This is a good one. This is definitely a good one. And I didn't even take it off-road. I don't want to take any chances. I don't need to take it off-road to experience all its capabilities in my regular life as a family man and a man who owns dogs, little dogs that aren't real dogs. You're a real dog. Don't get me wrong. I love you. I do love you. You're a good doggy. Anyway, there you go. That's my my take this week. I like it. I'd definitely get one if it was my money. If I had 94 grand, I would definitely get one of these. Absolutely. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Adios. Ready to go? Let's go.
Today's video is brought to you by The Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.
One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.